the ground is black and yellow.
Challenge for every single artist. Whatever you're drawing right now, post it. I don't care if it's not finished. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if it's bad. Go post exactly what you're doing right now. Don't even finish anything. Lift up the pencil and post it on TikTok. I need to see a video because most of you are just in your head.
So I'm finally starting my first project for my Drawing 101 class, and we basically have to do like blind contour drawings of our hand and feet 7 times, 4 with our dominant hand and 3 with our non-dominant hand. So I just did this, and basically we can't look at the paper, we just have to look at our fingers while we do it. So that's my first drawing. We have to do one using our non-dominant hand, and it's super hard.
The next outfit. This one I'm not so happy with because it just doesn't fit properly. I thought at first, but then I looked at the picture from Taobao again and I saw that it fit properly. I thought at first, but then I looked at the picture from Taobao again and I saw it's just, I hoped it would fit me better. I don't know if you could also see the gorgeous accessory. So I think paired with the right outfit, the right wig, I think this could actually be really cute because I also love the idea of this. Also, I don't...
Okay, so I have finished all of my hand gesture drawings. These 4 I did with my dominant hand, and these 3 I did with my non-dominant hand. And that's literally our first project. We also still have to do a sketchbook a day. I have to do mine for today, but my pages are filling up.
I think it's safe to say that we all got influenced by Izzy's TikTok and bought a sketchbook and the same Stabilo Pen 68 set. I cannot draw to save my life, but I'm trying to let go of perfectionism and also get better at sketching things I see. So this is what I've done so far. Please don't judge. These are some random ones. I drew the snake plant in my apartment. I drew a bearded dragon on a skateboard. I also have been drawing a lot of pigeons because there's a lot of pigeons in New York and they're really cute. I love it when they're sleeping, so I kind of drew one in this like sleeping position. The lips look a little weird there. Pigeon with a weirdly long neck. I saw this on Pinterest. I thought like, oh, that can be cute to draw. Pigeons, more pigeons, ducks. I love ducks. I found it really easy to draw vegetables and fruits because it leaves a lot of room for imperfections. It doesn't really have to be perfect. Sushi, some random patterns I saw on Pinterest. I also found some cool like doodling exercises on TikTok. Like it could look like this. It's really cool. Flower.
You guys wanted to know how I did this file thing, so I'm gonna show you how I made it and how it works. You need a piece of paper, some glue, and then don't let the camera fall, some scissors. That's all you need. Maybe a pen. Fold your paper in half, just like this, with a tiny bit sticking over the edge. That'll become the lid later on. And then you need to mark it. Mark out so that the top part is thinner, so you get like 2 tabs on the other side, on the lower part. You need 2 tabs sticking out, so cut those out. Just like you see on camera. It's hard to explain with words, but you can see what I'm doing, how it works. And then you fold the tabs in like an accordion fold. So first in one way and then out the other way. And you do that on both sides so that you got little things sticking out. Just like I show you right there. That's what it looks like. and then you glue those tiny tabs. You put glue on those on both sides, obviously. And then you stick that longer part onto those tiny tabs, and that is what will create the pocket for your little folder. Just like that, you can see. You fold that top over to create the lid, and that's how you get the actual folder. Then you just grab some scrap paper, you check out how big the dimensions are, how wide and how long you can make the little papers, and then you can just slide those right on in, and you got your folder.
I've officially been using my Hobonichi dupe planner for 1 month, so here's a little review and tour. Decorating the front wasn't necessary, but I just find it really pleasing to look at when it's all covered. And all the stickers I use for the front and back are from Temu, and the clear cover was actually from Amazon. I found this Hello Kitty charm at an art store, and I just did a little slip knot on the little bookmark that it comes with. I do want to decorate this part in the future. I only got up to the cover page, which I actually really liked. I did start this planner at the beginning of November, so that's either really late or really early, however you want to look at it, but that's fine with me. I just needed a place to track everything. For the most part, the layouts do stay the same, with my day-to-day events on the left and my reminders and homework on the right. I change up the theme every week, which helps me get rid of all my stickers in my collection. There's times I do go a little bit overboard in some sections, like the Nana theme here, but I really just try to calculate in my head how much room I'm actually going to need. I did get comments saying I used too much, there wasn't enough room, but I think everyone has their own personal preference, and that's okay. Overall, I really love this planner. It was definitely a good price to start off. So if you're looking for a planner to start, I really recommend this one. Look what came in the mail. It's fucking massive. This is a 600-page sketchbook. You can get them on Amazon for like $30 or so, and it's so fucking big. I can't wait to use this. Okay, so as is tradition with all my sketchbooks, I've put the start date, February 24th, 2021. If you guys have any suggestions for what I should draw first in this sketchbook, let me know. I'm really excited. As soon as my hand feels better, I'm gonna get to it.
Let's open up my brand new sketchbook because we're done with this orange one. For my next sketchbook, I decided to get this ELO sketchbook because it's the perfect shape and size for me, and the paper's good quality too. I cannot wait to draw some new portraits in here. So when I start a new sketchbook, I always like to put my name or like my username in there just in case my sketchbook gets lost. And I wrote it in this really fun thick purple marker because this is a sketchbook. What am I supposed to do? Just write with regular pen? No, that's boring. We have to make it look really fun and colorful. So yep, just writing my name, and then we're also going to decorate the cover, the front cover of this sketchbook, because there's no way I'm just leaving this blank. Now, I have actually used this sketchbook before, this exact sketchbook, a really long time ago, and this is how I decorated the cover back then. This was in my character design era. Apparently it was sketchbook number 6, but I've lost track by now. Come back for part 2 where I decorate this whole cover.
Ok, mi gente, bla bla bla, bla 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 bla.
I think it's safe to say that we all got influenced by Izzy's TikTok and bought a sketchbook and the same Stabilo Pen 68 set. I cannot draw to save my life, but I'm trying to let go of perfectionism and also get better at sketching things I see. So this is what I've done so far. Please don't judge. These are some random ones. I drew the snake plant in my apartment. I drew a bearded dragon on a skateboard. I also have been drawing a lot of pigeons because there's a lot of pigeons in New York and they're really cute. I love it when they're sleeping, so I kind of drew one in this like sleeping position. The lips look a little weird there. Pigeon with a weirdly long neck. I saw this on Pinterest. I thought like, oh, that can be cute to draw. Pigeons, more pigeons, ducks. I love ducks. I found it really easy to draw vegetables and fruits because it leaves a lot of room for imperfections. It doesn't really have to be perfect. Sushi, some random patterns I saw on Pinterest. I also found some cool like doodling exercises on TikTok. Like it could look like this. It's really cool. Flower.
So as time passes, I'm getting a lot of people telling me they're trying out their own CMYK book, which I love, never stop doing. And for those of you who don't know, my CMYK book is just where I make doodles using CMYK pens. But it occurred to me a lot of people might not know my mission, quote unquote, with this. So for those that are interested, I'm just gonna cover my personal guidelines. I don't even want to say rules because you can't do this wrong. These are just challenges I set for myself so I can like improve and actually want to work on this. And obviously you can ignore or do as many of these as you'd like. So number 1 is pretty obvious. You can only use black, yellow, pink, blue pens. You can do whatever palette you want, but that's it for the CMYK book. In general, I try to leave no pencil, but this was unfinished, so you can still kind of see the pencil. Second big rule is to never overlap colors, and there are exceptions to this, and I do it sometimes. But in general, you'll see I never overlap the colors. I like the tones to be as true as possible. Number 3 is to never cover up any mistakes or drawings you don't like. Like, these were just little sketches for clay pens, but for example, I really hate this one. But the name of the game is to improve and to challenge yourself, and having drawings you don't like so much means that you're always improving and you always have room to learn. Number 4, I generally try to fill up as much as the page as possible. This is more of like a personal aesthetic thing. I also try to date things so I can see my improvement over time. To tell you how unserious I am about this project, I used stuff aside from my pens here. I used ink wash, I used different pens. This is because I was at a club meeting where I was trying new materials. And I lost count, but I guess the most important one is to only draw stuff you want to draw. Like, I feel like if I take suggestions or whatever, I'll feel less inclined to work on it because I don't actually want that. This is a very personal book to me, and because everything here is stuff I've actually wanted to draw, I genuinely love every single page. And like I said, these are all just personal guidelines. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. They're just suggestions. But I think having direction in any project will help you to feel a little more enticed to progress with it. So I hope this helps a little bit. And always tag me if you do something like this. Not because I care about credit, but just because I love everything you guys make and I want to see it. Okay, bye! Also, I drew this today. How are we feeling about him? Is he cursed or blessed?
Smile at someone today. Make somebody happy. You have more power than you think you do. Enjoy your day, or night, or week.
We bought 12 pocket notebooks in hopes of replacing our phones. People everywhere are replacing their distracting smartphones with these tiny notebooks to journal, take notes, and plan. In theory, it makes sense. Notebooks aren't distracting. They help you focus. Writing with pen and paper is a gratifying experience. But we're skeptical. Pocket notebooks aren't exactly perfect. For one, notebooks aren't exactly pocket-sized. Taking them in and out is inconvenient. Hard covers are too thick and feel rigid in your pocket. Soft covers bend when you walk and are susceptible to wear and tear. Then there's writing. When notebooks are small, that awkward position where your hand has no room to rest on the paper is extra noticeable. To make matters worse, writing on the inside edge of bounded books adds a lift to the page. You could use a spiral one, but everyone hates spiral notebooks. But we're trying to be open-minded. For the next few weeks, we're going to be trying them out to see if pocket notebooks are actually as life-changing as people preach. Stay tuned.
So I know a few videos ago I said your sketchbook should be messy, but I don't like to finish an art piece and then it get ruined just by being smushed into a book. So this is how I preserve my art in my sketchbook. I use this wax medium for any gouache piece because gouache can be always reactivated with water. So in order to avoid that, I use this wax overlay, and I just put it on a sponge and do that, and it has just a sheen. It dries down really nice. And then for oil pastel, I use this gel acrylic medium. I have no idea what it is, but it kind of makes it look like paint over top. And if I don't want that effect, I'll just use tracing paper over the sketch. And then for pencil, I use workable fixative, which I think is pretty common, but those are my little tricks.
my shawty's got them triple B's. I stay crossing off of my list. Got my money and my bitch. That's a check, 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 check.
This is the sketchbook I use. I get it at Walmart. I think it's like $6 or something. It's 3.5 by 5.5 inches, and it is my favorite sketchbook. The size is great because I tend to work pretty small scale, so that's just what I prefer. The paper itself is pretty good quality for the price. Like, it never pills up when I use paints and markers. The only thing though is when you do use markers, it does bleed through to the other side, so don't look at that, sorry. So yeah, it does bleed through, but I usually just paint the other side so then you can't see through, because that's what happened here. Besides that, it's really great. Like, this was the one I had before, and I literally painted on almost every page. I collaged in it, glued stuff. Like, it's a pretty durable little guy. Also, this is just kind of like a me thing, but I'm really picky about the textures of my covers. So I really like the smooth, almost kind of leather-like feel to it. But yeah, highly recommend.
So let's talk about sketchbooks and the pressure for artists to make them really aesthetically pleasing all the time. So I have a really chaotic process. I use about 7 sketchbooks, all for different purposes. This is the Golden Child. This is the one that has all the pretty stuff in it. This is the one that I showed. This one is just from Walmart. This is where all my, I'm testing stuff. I'm just doodling. I'm doing thumbnails. This is where all that stuff goes. If anything is good, I cut it out and I put it in the other one. This is my storyboard homework notebook or sketchbook. I only use it for class. I've only used it for studies, and it will only ever be used for storyboarding because that's what it's meant for. So that's what I use that one for. And then this is the isometric sketchbook. This is used for when I'm practicing environments, perspective, anatomy, anything that requires any sort of math or graphing. That's what I use it for. This is a figure drawing sketchbook. These drawings took less than 15 minutes each. Most of them are really bad or loose. I also test materials in this one. This is for notes and technical stuff. This is for, I steal paper out of it. It's just marker paper. Yep, just marker paper. These are post-it notes. I use them for storyboards or jotting ideas down, getting quick little doodles out, things like that. And no matter how you choose to sketchbook, every way is valid. I know this isn't really practical for a lot of people, but this is just what works for me, so that I'm not intimidated to draw and so that I'm actually drawing. Thank you.
I've waited 9 months for this package, and it's finally here. And in this box, I have my first official step into my own custom art supplies. So I decided to create this book because I came across a very popular problem in most sketchbooks. And that's most sketchbooks cannot handle paint pens, and the colors would just bleed right through. So this gave me an idea to create a book that's meant for sketching and painting your artwork. But now I want to show you how the paper holds up. So first I'm going to start out by painting his entire outfit. And so far the yellow colors are looking pretty good, but let's see how well the paper holds up when we move on to our blue and our red colors. So far the colors look pretty good, but let's see if our paper can handle shading in our design. First I'm going to shade his yellow outfit. I decided to go with an orange shade because I felt the color paired really nicely with the yellow. Once I'm done shading with the orange, it's time to see how a darker shade of red will hold up on the paper. And so far the colors are looking pretty solid. Now it's time for the most important part, and that's to outline my entire design. And if there's a chance of any color bleeding through, it would definitely be the black color. So now let's take a look at the final result. So the first thing I want to point out is how flat all the colors look. And if you take a look at the back, you barely see any colors passing through.
And I promise you never. Let's make love.
you want to know what's in my travel sketching kit? Join me to find out. Start off with a cute pouch. I either bring this palette or this palette. This is my favorite sketchbook. A binder clip. I bring a few water tank brushes, a mechanical pencil and extra lead, waterproof black pen, a white gel pen, a simple eraser, Kleenex paper towel or napkins. And this is my full kit. Sometimes a few extra things, sometimes not as many, but this is generally what you'll find me using on site in nature.
Hebatnya apa Gus? Quran mengatakan wakul wasyrobu, sementara ini kitab suci yang sakral. Kenapa hanya bakas makan dan minum? Saya bilang orang bakas Alphard, bakas Mars, bakas planet Jupiter itu gak keren karena ndak bakas ndak mati. Tapi kalau orang ndak makan mati, berarti Quran membakas kebutuhan dasar manusia. Jadi mendesak, makan tuh mendesak. Nah kenapa harus dibahas? Dalam hukum dunia manapun yang namanya mengambil milik orang lain harus pamit. Semua alam ini milik Allah, sehingga kita boleh makan tuh nunggu izinnya Allah. Maka Allah dulu yang ngetikan kulu, kamu boleh makan, baru kita boleh makan. Makanya Islam menganjurkan kita makan baca bismillah.
Mic check.
Focus
got it bad for you. So baby, pretty please come on over and ruin my life. Take my hand while we dance on the edge of the night. Na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na.
I went to the art store to look for a new sketchbook and I found the biggest sketchbook I've ever seen, so I'm going to start a new series where I try and fill the sketchbook. So for this sketch, it's going to have to do with the world, which is what the sketchbook is going to encompass. It's going to be my view on the world, and I hope you guys stay for the trip.
Young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking.
I tried to tell you